Hey, what's up everyone? Puppet here from glovingacademy.com. You may have seen recently that I've been trying to push basics for glovers in a different way. No longer do we have to start off with just finger rolls. It is still one of the most important concepts to learn, but glovers may start in their gloving journey in their own way now, especially in the year 2023. And with that, I want to introduce to you all the gloving skill tree. Each of these concepts are what I consider basic concepts that gloving has to offer. Keep in mind, the list may not be perfect, but recently I feel like I've gone through a breakthrough in my current understanding of gloving by deducing every concept to its basic movements. If a beginner were to come up to me and ask, hey, where do I start? I would now show them this skill tree. If they wanted to start off with something a little bit more flowier, I would suggest concepts like flails, finger rolls, or liquid, right? Each of them have a very basic movement that's easy enough for day one glovers to understand. If they wanted to start off with tech, I would suggest concepts like digits, tutting, or even stacking. They also have their own basic movements that's easy enough for day one glovers to understand. If they wanted to start off with something different, like becoming more of a master of knowing how to use the utility of your modes and of the light chip, I would suggest conjuring, because conjuring has its own basic movements that's easy enough for day one glovers to understand. I am starting a movement where we as older heads in the community can say that it's okay for new glovers to start wherever they want and have a specialty in any of these foundations. When I started, I actually developed a keen understanding for digits and finger tutting before I even did finger rolls. What I can't emphasize enough is everyone has a unique path in gloving with different interests, goals, and even genetics. Now, the reason it's called the skill tree is because each of these basic concepts branch out to a plethora of different concepts. With digits, you can branch out into multiple different things like digit scales, right? Or pass-throughs. With stacking, you could branch out into things like dials, right? Or even clusters, right? And with liquid, you could branch out to things like full body liquid, right? Or even things like digital liquid. What we can also do is take these basic concepts and combine them to create what I like to call compound concepts. When you combine concepts, you get compound concepts like morphing, right? Let's think about morphing. That takes traits from stuff like pinching, right? Wave tutting, and things like tracing, right? And so let's look at concepts like platforming, right? That takes traits from finger tutting, right? Digits, right? And even finger splits, right? Let's look at things like creatures. That takes traits from things like threads, right? Or even digits, right? Or even dials, right? And what's beautiful about this, and what I'm most excited about, right, is that we haven't even combined certain concepts yet to create different compound concepts. For example, what if we combined conjuring, right, a basic concept, with a compound concept like creatures, right? So it would look something like you do like a mode change and conjure different colors or even on or off while you're doing the creatures, right? So what if we combined a compound concept like remoting, which takes illusions and kind of like liquids or digits, right? And took another compound concept like morphing. What does that combination even look like? There are still so many things that are left to be discovered within the art form of gloving. We got all the way here, so let us consider this a new era of gloving to start to diversify the art form even more. With the skill tree, it's basically like a video game. You can choose a role even as a beginner and choose to branch out whatever concepts that you want to learn or start to gain interest in through your gloving journey. And you don't even have to start off with finger rolls anymore. Like I said, you can start off with basic digits. You can start off with just basic liquid. You can specialize in a style and still give a coherent light show without having to learn finger rolls, finger rolls, finger rolls. With that being said, I still want you to practice doing your finger rolls. From here on out, I will be creating more tutorials that teach all of these basic concepts, and I eventually want to venture out into this entire skill tree and create more educational content on those. I'm excited for what's to come, and I welcome you all to invite glovers into this skill tree mindset, because that's how we're gonna see and breed new styles. I've always imagined, what does gloving look like in the year 2050? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep grinding and keep on improving, and stick around for more Gloving Academy content. Also, if you're looking for lights, batteries, skins, or any other gloving accessories, I recommend checking out glow-leds.com, and don't forget to use code AlohaNation for 10% off. Also, if you want to get deeper into learning more about gloving from me, I just started a Patreon. It's a subscription-based platform, and you can find it at patreon.com/glovingacademy. There you'll find weekly tutorials and get to be part of a community focused on improving each other and the art form. I wanted to shout out all my Patreon members. Here's a list of all their names. I honestly really appreciate this. If you'd like to join, go check out the Patreon.